Tony, you've got another one. You've been busy writing. We're going to make more of the plan operative. This is pretty tidy. No submissions on this, and it's a tidy up. Councillor Bartley, sorry, didn't want to interrupt your conversation. But would you like to move this one? It's in your area. And do I have a second? Councillor Collins, thank you. Tony, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Straightforward. There's just one update. We have, out of the Forest and Bird appeal, which went back to the Environment Court, it was a High Court appeal, it's gone back to the Environment Court. We've got a couple of additional Environment Court appeals. They're not in the report. It's happened after the report was written. So the number's actually 15, but...
No, sorry. Sorry, I went to item 10, and I thought you were also the author. So look, I'd like to just actually sit with the one that I opened up, because it has been moved and seconded now, and it is the private plan change 9 on the Central Park location in Ellerslie. Can we come back to you, Tony, if you don't mind?
Yep, sure.
Is the Roger here? You stay there, Tony, because we're going to come straight back to you. John can cover this. It's reasonably straightforward.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So very briefly, plan change 9 was a private plan change request by Goodman Property Trust, as I think they were at the time, to rezone some land on Great South Road from Business Park to a mixed-use zone. There were no submissions on the plan change. There was local board engagement and engagement with Mana Whenua prior to notification. So the decision was made on the plan change by an independent commissioner appointed by the Regulatory Committee, and essentially the plan change was decided on as it was originally submitted. So we're now at the point where the appeal period has closed. There are no appeals. The council can now make the this plan change operative.
Thank you, John. Councillor Bartley.
I have no issues with this item. In my former role as the chair of the local board, I met with Goodman Fielder about this, and there are no concerns. It really is just a correction of an error made some time ago, so no problems, Mr. Chair.
Seconded by Councillor Collins. No discussion? All right. Member Wilcox.
Just in line with this morning's iwi management plan, did we take regard to the iwi management plans, or the ones that covered this area?
It's unfortunate we don't have the author here, so I can't say hand on heart. My expectation would be that both the applicant, Goodman, and also the council, in reporting to the commissioners on this plan change, would have had regard to relevant iwi management plans. Unfortunately, I have to report back to the committee on that, notwithstanding that this is a procedural issue around there are no appeals, so the council has to make the plan operative. It's just a matter of when. The plan is fully in effect now because the appeal period is closed, so apologies, I can't say hand on heart. I certainly wouldn't, and certainly not in the whare tupuna here, that we absolutely took the iwi management plans into account. My expectation would be, again, that staff and the applicant would have, and we'll just have to let the committee know. Apologies.
I'll wait with bated breath.
Can we communicate that back to Member Wilcox by memo? Thank you. So this stage is quite procedural, and it's moved and seconded. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. Is there another aye other than my own? Aye, thank you. And contrary, no. Declare that carried. Thank you, Roger Eccles. And now we will go back to Tony's good work on, and also legals, on the status of appeals, and this is item 11. It's on page 67. I'll move. Do I have a second? Councillor Walker, thank you. And Tony, looking good. 99% operative.
That's right, Mr. Chairman. I did add just before last week we did receive 2 additional Environment Court appeals. They've come back down from the High Court, from the Forest and Bird High Court appeal. and that's resulted in 2 additional Environment Court appeals. Karina advises that she's very happy with just 2 of them apparently, because it was all the quarry owners in Auckland, and they potentially could have appealed the SEAs going back in, but only 2 of them have. So the number's actually 15, but it's still 99%.
Can you give us a sense of the area that those 2 that have come back down?
It's Brookby Quarry, so that's out of Brookby, and Fulton Hogan Quarry, I'm not sure which one they own. I think maybe Whitford in the south, both in the south.
So they're specific sites, not
Yeah,
regional.
site specific.
There's no regional implications.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Councillor Hulse.
Thank you. Just a quick question on page 68. Obviously, the subdivision provisions of the Waitakere Ranges with the SPAN network. Just wondering where those discussions have got to.
Yes, John Mano.
If I may, I just had an update from Aaron Shields, who's the team leader looking after these appeals, yesterday. So discussions are ongoing. I guess they are without prejudice, but it looks as though there may be a settlement proposal coming forward that we would bring to the subgroup of this committee for a review and endorsement, if that's likely to happen. So, yeah, it's looking positive, was what Aaron was saying, and so that may avoid the need for a full hearing in the Environment Court, because that one went to the High Court from memory and is now with the Environment Court. So it is the SPAN group, Waitakere Ranges Heritage Protection Society, and ourselves looking at a potential way forward, and it's looking promising. So I can't recall, Councillor Hulse, if you're on that small group. I think you may well be, but we'll certainly keep you posted.
Lovely, thank you. And can I just record my huge appreciation? I mean, that's just an example of one of the epic issues that staff have been dealing with for what feels like forever, and as it's gradually coming to conclusion, I don't think anyone around this table has got any idea of the momentous, the magnificent and the Herculean task that this has been. So just thank you.
Councillor Walker.
It isn't a question, but really just a follow-on to Councillor Hulse, and it's around commendations to the officers in pursuing and holding the line around these appeals. And we're seeing some great results at Kura, hopefully Waitakere, GMOs, and I'd just like to commend the councillors that had the staunchness to back those calls, because they've been the right calls. And the community, I'd say, is much appreciative, and so is the environment, for the position we've taken.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that. The sterling work of the staff here, it's just been tremendous, and that's been our Plans and Places staff. John, you're heading up that, and Jim Quinn backing the staff all the way, as well as our Director of Strategy, Tony and many others in your positions, our legal team within Auckland Council, and our contracted legal externals as well. They've done a fantastic job. Now, we are just 21 months, can you believe it? We're only 21 months ago, Councillor Hulse, at the end of your, probably felt like 60 years, but it was actually, what was it, 6 years of hard work, and Councillor Al Filipaina, who was chair of the Unitary Plan Committee, the councillors that had delegated authority, Councillor Hulse again, Councillor Filipaina, Member Leanne Namani, and I'm trying to remember who else, Councillor Lee, myself, and I'll probably miss somebody. Yeah. Councillor Walker, were you on that? No, I don't think so. Good chance to put your name in the mix there. But look, it's been quite an effort. 21 months, it's unheard of for a planning toolkit to be restructured in double quick time, go through public notification, well, twice with the early notification and then the formal statutory notification. 21 months later, we're 99% operative. And as we see when we come to, I think it's item 14, and we hear from David Norman later, we actually start to see that unitary plan being realised in real dwelling units, homes for Aucklanders. So please, I think from all of us, please take our accolades, which are shared back to your team, legal team, legal consultants, and everybody within council who has allowed us to get to the place we're at today.
We will, thanks.
Moved, seconded, all those in favour say aye. Aye, contrary no, declare that carried.